Hello Darren, Isotonik Studios. We like to, it's become traditional, well this is only the second year we've done it, but it's traditional we do something on your booth as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see you. It's our second year here. This year Ableton themselves weren't on holiday, so they've got the other half of the booth, and we've got the black table.
Is that sinister?
It's a bit dark like our souls, you know. We try and twist things a little. As you know, we are known for Max for Live devices, control surface scripts, that kind of thing, but it's always to add on to Ableton and give another dimension to what you can achieve. We've had a mental year, to be fair, since last time we were together.
Well, Live 10 must make a really big difference to you.
Oh, to be honest, I mean, the performance improvements that we've seen from 9 to 10, having it in the core code. I mean, you may have seen our visualizers last year. On a Mac, we were hitting 35 frames per second on a heavy load, now 60 and 70. And it's just the time difference is incredible. And it's enabled us, realistically, to do some more things that previously would have ground Live to a halt. So we're really excited about the new Max 8 and the future of what Ableton Live is bringing.
So have you got anything you could care to show us? Any secrets?
Oh, secrets? No, we're not allowed. We're all NDA'd, so yeah. And Lee's standing behind you, one of our team, and he's on Express. Yeah, he told me not to say anything that would be incriminating. Yeah, I paid once for saying things out loud. So
all right. Well, so what are you showing us anyway, Darren?
Excellent. So today we've got a couple of things that we've been focusing on. And we try and aim for not just the super nerdy, but all levels of the Ableton Live's market. So kind of three products that we've got. The first one is Melody Source, which is
this the controversial one?
This is, yeah, ever so slightly controversial. A young man called Layback Loop actually tweeted about it, hashtag Ghost Producers, your job is dead. Effectively, it's based on machine learning. The guys behind it have been analysing the last 18 months worth of popular dance hits. It then works those as an algorithm, and then at the click of a button, and this is the controversial bit, it will create you a MIDI clip with a melody that's based on those last 18 months worth of popular hits. So unlike kind of many of the randomizer creators out there, you actually get something that's quite usable. And we've had so much criticism that we're dumbing down music, but you still need to sound design. It's not going to write your beats, it's not going to compose for you.
Oh yeah, and it won't necessarily make it 4/4, right?
Yeah.
Probably. It does make it 4/4.
It does make it 4/4. It's EDM inspired, and it's certainly the groundings of something that could grow into a chord device, a drum device, that kind of thing. But it's been so popular. It's blown our minds with how many people have tweeted about it.
What's interesting about that is, like, okay, so if it's dumbing down music, how come everybody who owns Ableton and Max wants it? Because they presumably are not the people who are dumbed down.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's not a Fisher Price toy, Ableton, so you're already at a certain level anyway. Yeah, controversial, but has been really popular. The other one, which you'll have to have a real close-up, is what's happening in this little clip here.
Okay, it's a flashing playback.
It's flashing its follow action, but the magic behind it is the little square brackets. When I started out, there was pretty much one other guy doing templates for the APC 40, a guy called Stray, Sam Hurley. And he released ClyphX, which is a control surface script that basically allows you to get into the API layer and perform a list of actions. You can write those actions into a clip, you can write them into a scene, into a locator, or trigger them by MIDI, or even Max for Live. What it enables you to do is a myriad of things and set up your live set. So as you're playing through, you can store and recall presets at the clip of a clip. You can spawn new devices. You can pretty much do everything that you can do with a mouse or MIDI, but in 20 milliseconds. So it's It's brilliant.
So, I mean, if you're performing live, you could actually have, you know, your follow-on actions is this is how the song goes.
Yes.
Or you could reconfigure that on the fly.
Yes, and it will recall that song. The other beauty of it is it will also work as macros, so you can basically put a preset on the left-hand side of the macro and a preset on the right-hand side.
Okay, so hold on a minute.
Morph between them.
But that's not the interface, is it? That little flashing button. I mean, how do you install that?
Effectively, and there's a package that you install, and when you install it, it is a control surface script.
Ah, okay, so it's system level pretty much.
It's system level. Now it takes up a slot if you want it to take up a slot, but you can also load it as part of another control surface script as well.
And how do you configure it?
The beautiful thing, and we'll scroll, but there's a 42-page manual with every single action that you can achieve.
So it's very much kind of DIY in that respect.
Yes.
But there's a default settings for stuff, is that right?
Very much so. I mean, you want to change the scene colour, and put the colour in.
Right, okay.
So it's down to that level of detail, but we're seeing stadium-sized bands using it in their live sets to recall presets and automate their live shows. Of course, we can't say who.
No. Well, there's only 2 or 3 stadium bands, aren't there? So it's going to be one of them.
It would be one of them, yes.
So how much does that come from? And when
that retails for currently £30 English money.
Right.
And there's a whole load of tutorial videos. Stray himself does a weekly Q&A video, so if anyone posts on one of the social channels, how do I achieve X? He does a 3-minute clip of how you would do it. It's well cool.
Brilliant. So this can all be got from isotonikstudios.com?
isotonikstudios.com.
Excellent.
And the last thing...
Oh, but there's more.
One that, I don't feel like Steve Jobs, but this is coming. And if we scroll across here, you'll notice the EQ8 there is being modulated.
Yeah.
Now, one of the, I'd say, downsides of Max for Live is it has got a bit of a steep learning curve. Now, Ableton have done a great job releasing their building blocks that you can just drop in, like the LFO and that kind of thing. But if you want to go deeper, you've got to start to edit the code, which you can do with all of the Max for Live devices, and is one of the great appeals of it. But we see a level of people that want plug and play, but then a level of customizability.
Yeah.
So seeing there's some other products in the marketplace on other doors that do similar things, what we wanted to do was build some blocks of Max for Live modules that you could string together and either affect parameters.
Like a meta language.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, but staying true to the Max principle of it being a graphical coding platform. So this is coming soon from Chaos Culture, who are the guys behind the original multi-clip editor for Live 9.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So, okay, so it's like a, how would I describe it? It's a pre-described Max for Live editor with defined functions and capabilities in it.
Spot on.
I don't think that tagline will wash in the ads, but you're welcome to use it.
I mean, it's titled Parameter Controlled now because that's where it was born from. You can create all sorts of things coming out so that effectively you could control other parameters in Live, but it will send out audio, so you could create CV. You can use it to send sidechain out to other parts of Live. You could have 100 side chains from different audio channels.
Wow.
Design your own LFO. Now this is probably the 3rd beta stage, and when it ships, it's going to ship with a load of pre-built presets that you can see how we built them, and then drop plug and play, but then start to modulate it and change it for your own purposes.
So that's got to be something that only really the deeper integration with 10 is going to be able to, as allowed to happen, really.
It will work with 9, definitely works, and it runs, it's perfect, but as you can see there, I'm modulating 8 different bits on an EQ8, and we're barely hitting the CPU on it.
Yeah.
You'll bring that down. And I've also got a ton of other stuff in Max for Live going on.
So when's this coming then?
I've put a deadline to Sebastian. Now it's on camera. We need to be putting at least the first version out before the end of the year. Right. And our intent is really to put it out in a completely usable state with the things you've seen there. And then as people make requests and demands, we're going to add new blocks to it, new modules, and effectively you could spawn hundreds of modules in there and wire them up.
It means that you can do multiple functions without having to have multiple instances of Max for Live, right?
Spot on, spot on. So it gets around that whole slow down on the CPU because you've got all of the GUI of every single one going on, etc., etc. And because now Live 10 allows you to pull audio from anywhere in the set, you've got a modulation matrix builder that you can do what you want with.
Nice. Thank you very much, Darren.
Awesome. Thanks, Nick.